everybody. Welcome to Grace Street.
Yes.
We're so glad you're here.
We are.
And we're so excited to have Bobby Connor's
Yes,
prophetic voice to this generation. So glad you're back.
God bless you, Jim. Great to be here.
A lot of people would say, how can you hear from God? Yeah. But yet everybody in the Bible talked to God.
That's exactly right.
I mean, it's not really strange that you talk with Jesus.
That's exactly right. It's John 10:3. Jesus said, my sheep hear my voice and they follow me.
That's
the
right.
Lord told me, you're the postman, not the author. You know
That's
what I
it,
mean?
yeah.
We're just to give the letter. We don't have the right to write it.
Oh, is that good?
Yeah,
So
we're the
That's
postman.
more profound than meets the eye.
That's right.
Because too many of us want to be the author, and He
right.
is the author.
We're just the postman.
We're
That's
just
right.
the delivery boys,
That's
right?
true. That's right. Once I was on an airplane, I was 33,000 feet in the air, flying from Moscow down to Vienna, and so help me God, Billy Graham was in the aisle of the plane, and I'm talking to the premier evangelist in the world about how God's going to use signs and wonders in the end time to bring in a massive harvest. And he said, son, let me tell you something about harvest time. He said, I was reared on a farm, and one thing I know about harvest time, it's short. And I'll tell you what, we don't have the luxury of just laying around and being apathetic. We've got to rise and shine. This is the time. This is the most crucial time in human history, and God has chosen to let us live.
Yes.
Can you imagine that? He could have chosen anybody, but you and I are the generation God chose to live during this time. So I was walking around thinking about that. God, you've got confidence in us. Then he told me something. He said, yes, I finally found me a people weak enough to work in.
Yeah.
Finally found a people weak enough to work in.
Yeah.
Now, not weak in morals and ethics and character, but weak in our own ability.
Yeah.
Understanding John 15:5, that without Him, we can't do a thing.
Right.
But with Him and through Him, we can do all things.
That's right.
This is the most important time in human history, I think. And when I was growing up, I was a boxer and I played football, and I never liked sparring. That's what you do, play like you're fighting. You can't play like you're fighting. You're either fighting or not fighting.
Right.
You know what I mean? And the church is good at shadow boxing. We're just slugging at ourselves. And then I never liked scrimmage. That's where you just, doesn't really matter whether you win.
Yes.
Listen, I like when the bell rung and the whistle blew.
Right.
I like what the main event, and I'm telling you, saints of God, this is the main event. This is the time that God wants us to arise and shine.
Yeah.
This is the time God wants us to be awake. Look at the events that are happening. Jesus said, when you see all these happening, know that it's near, even at the door. It's not a time to go, oh, well, that's just those prophets sounding the alarm. We better sound the alarm.
Yeah.
The trumpets better make a sure sound, because the people won't know how to rally themselves for war. And if you don't want compromise, if you don't want confrontation, get out of the church.
Yeah.
Because the church is on a head-to-head confrontation with the devil.
That's a good word.
Now, I'm telling you guys, so we got to rise up, haven't we?